It is ironic that the United States government claims that Cuba is a state sponsor of terrorism. The U.S. government has been arming and financing civilians to commit terrorist acts against the Cuban government, against the Cuban people, and against the Cuban Revolution. It is ironic that while the United States here descends into fascism, but the United States government tells us that Cuba is the enemy and not the people who are organizing a fascist takeover of the United States government. Could you imagine if the Cuban people had thrown Molotov cocktails at Guantanamo Bay, the naval base which illegally occupies Cuban land to this day? And yet here we are with another terrorist attack on the Cuban embassy, and the U.S. government remains silent. I had the opportunity to meet with the president of Cuba, and he showed nothing but love and respect for the American people who are fighting hard against the oppression that is organized by our government. This respect and love that the Cuban people have for the American people goes back decades. When the chair of the Communist Party of the United States, Henry Winston, was imprisoned during the McCarthy period, Fidel Castro called on JFK to release him. They have shown long support for the working class of the United States of America. And it is important that we live up to their expectations. So it is our job to organize and to finally lift this blockade and pursue a path of peace with the Cuban people.